Hi there, my name is Kevin Taylor and this is part 2 of my award-winning comic book haul. I've got stacks and stacks of award-winning books to show in this second part of this episode. And basically I've got a few graded comic books to show, and I've also got stacks of raw books to show also. And I've got lots of award winners, and I've got lots of award nominees also as well to show. So yeah, so it's going to be quite a long video, so I'm just going to get on with it. So the first one I have to show here is Black Widow #1, which won an Eisner Award for Best New Series in 2021. The Eisner Awards actually took place last Saturday night, I believe. So only just recently. And this has a story written by Kelly Thompson and art by Elena Casagrande, with a cover by Adam Hughes, which is really, really cool. And yeah, this came out in June 2020. And as I said, this book won an Eisner Award for Best New Series of 2021. So really, really cool Adam Hughes cover on this one. Which is really, really nice. So what I'm going to do with that one, I'm going to put that one here actually. So I'm going to place that there in the background. Okay, right, I'm going to show some raw books now. Okay, the next one I have to show is this one. Here we have Hedra #1. And this was an Eisner Award nominee in 2021 for Best Single Issue Story. And basically, let me just adjust the camera slightly. Basically, yeah, this one didn't win the award. It's actually won by another book, which I'm actually going to show very shortly in this video. And yeah, it's really cool to be nominated for an Eisner Award. So yeah, and this was nominated for a Best Single Issue Story Award. So yeah, very, very nice. It's kind of like an oversized comic book, this one. But yeah, really, really cool. I really love the artwork on this one as well. It's very, very like abstract kind of art with Jesse Lonigan, who wrote and drew the interiors also. So very, very nice indeed. So there's that one. Okay, so the next one I have to show is this one. Here we have The Musical Monsters of Turkey Hollow. And this book actually won an award also. This book won an award for, pardon me. This book actually won an award for an adaptation that won a Harvey Award for Best Graphic Album of Original Work in 2015. So yeah, it was created by Jim Henson with art by Roger Langridge. And yeah, basically this comic actually had a movie made. And it was released on Thanksgiving on television, and it's created by the Jim Henson Company. And this book originally started out as The Musical Monsters of Turkey Hollow, but I actually done a film that was called Turkey Hollow. And the book was actually released by Akaya Boom Studios in 2015. And yeah, she's really, really cool. This is like a previews book. But yeah, the original book is actually like a trade paperback. But I thought this is a really cool one to get graded. So I'm hoping to get this graded sometime in the future and add it to my award-winning comic book collection. So yeah, very, very nice. And Jim Henson is an absolute legend. So yeah, really, really cool. Okay, the next one I have to show is this one. Here we have a horror comic book called Blokes' Terrible Tomb of Terror. And this is issue number 12. And this book actually won an award for, it won a Ghastly Award for Best Short Story in an Anthology, with a story called The Joke's on You. The stories are introduced by a character called the Bloke, who's a Victorian undertaker that creator Jason Crawley dresses up at for conventions to promote his self-published horror anthology series. It's a magazine-sized book, but yeah, it's another book I'm looking to get graded. And I've actually just bought the original art, actually, so it should be coming through the post any time. So yeah, which actually features the first page for the Jokes on You. So I've actually got the original page 1 art for this book, so which I'll show in another haul in the future. So yeah, very, very nice horror series, and I believe the bloke is actually on the back actually. Show a picture. There he is. So there's like a partial photo cover on the back. And it's got a really nice art. And that's Jason Crawley there. So yeah, very nice artwork. But check out the black and white art inside. It's like really cool. So yeah, very nice indeed. So yeah, that's Blokes Terrible Tomb of Terror number 12. So very nice, issue number 12. Very cool indeed. Okay, the next one I have to show isn't an award winner as such, but it's a pretty cool cheap key book to keep an eye out for. This is Avengers number 7 and Marvel Legacy 697. So this book actually features an origin story for Ghost Rider 1 million BC. So you can pick this one up for cover price. And Ghost Rider 1 million BC was actually the first ever Ghost Rider. So yeah, very nice. And who knows, if they Marvel decide or Disney decide to do a TV show in the future, then they might do like an origin story for the first ever Ghost Rider. So this is a cool book to keep an eye out for. And yeah, it's a book you can find for really cheap. So very nice indeed. Okay, well, the next one I have to show is another key book you can find for pretty cheap. And here we have a Gwenpool number 0. And this one features an origin story of Gwenpool. And it's collected from Howard the Duck, volume 5, issues number 1, 2 and 3. Like an original backup story. And it's collected for the first time in this number 0 issue. There is a second print to this issue also, that has a blue writing instead of pink, to keep an eye out for. And that's quite a cheap book if you can find it. But the thing about the book is it's really hard to find, the second print. And I believe there's only one graded copy on the CGC censors of the second printing. So yeah, really cool book to keep an eye out for. And if Hulu or Disney decide to make their Howard the Duck TV show and Gwenpool shows up, then this is a book that could escalate in price by quite a lot, like in value. So yeah, very nice book to keep an eye out for, and it's a book you can find for really cheap still. So yeah, very nice indeed. There's also a 1 in 25 Chris Bacalo cover as well, which features Gwenpool on a raft like in a swimming pool, which is really neat and cool to keep an eye out for. Okay, here we have Usagi Yojimbo number 6. And this book is a 35th anniversary issue, and it features Stan Sakai's first ever Usagi Yojimbo 8-page story, which was called The Goblin of Adachigahara. This issue is actually remastered in full colour with 16 all new pages, so it took the story up to a total of 24 pages. And this book won 2 Ringo Awards, one for Best Single Issue or Story 2020, and one for Best Cartoonist for Stan Sakai in 2020. So yeah, this is a really cool book to keep an eye out for. And it's a book you find for really cheap. And there's a 1 in 25 Jeff Darrow variant to keep an eye out for also. And I've actually got a graded copy of that issue. And I featured that book in my top 50 graded comic book collection. So yeah, very nice indeed. Okay, the next book I have to show that I picked up is this one. Here we have Red Sonja, number 1, She-Devil with a Sword. And this book... Oh, let's take that out of the background. And this book is actually a reprint by Dynamite Comics Group. But I actually picked this one up to go with my original Red Sonja number 1, which I have a 9.8 graded copy of. And it's a newsstand copy. And I also featured that book in my top 50 comic book video. So yeah, really cool. And so I like to have graded comics, but I also like to have readers' copies to go with them. So yeah, so reprints are really cool for that purpose. So yeah, right, the next one I have to show is this one. Here we have X-Men, number 137. And this is a facsimile comic. But basically, the original book is actually on my checklist. And this features part 3 of the Phoenix storyline. So the Fate of the Phoenix, which was took place in Uncanny X-Men number 135 to 137, which is like the Dark Phoenix saga. And yeah, basically this won an Eagle Award for favourite single or continued story in 1981. So yeah, it's a really cool book, this one. And as I said, I'm hoping to pick up an original graded copy of this issue sometime in the future. So very, very nice indeed. And yeah, really, really cool book. And yeah, really pleased to have this in my collection. So I'm looking forward to reading that one. Okay, the next one I have to show is this one. Here we have The New Adventures of Abraham Lincoln by Scott McCloud, who's also famous for Zot, which was an award-winning series, Jack Kirby award-winning series back in the 80s. This book was released by Image Comics and Homage in 1997, and this book won a Comic Buyer's Guide Fan Award in 1998 for Favourite Original Graphic Novel and Album. And as I said, it was created, written and illustrated by Scott McCloud. And yeah, really, really cool book. And yeah, it's another book I'm looking to get graded in the future. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. So all these raw book copies that I'm showing right now are actually books that I want to get graded eventually and add to my collection. Here we are. Here we have the next one. Here we have Silver Surfer number 11. And this one, it features an Eisner Award winning story. And basically, yeah, this book won an Eisner Award for Best Single Issue One Shot in 2016 for a story called Never After. And it was written by Dan Slott and has art by Michael and Laura Allred. And this book also features the first appearance of Euphoria. So it's also a key book also. And yeah, it won Best Single Issue One Shot in 2016. Eisner Award for a story called Never After. So very, very nice indeed. So yeah, really, really cool book. Okay. Right, the next one I have to show is this one. So I've got quite a few books to show in this haul. Here we have now number 8. And this book was nominated for an Eisner Award for Best Anthology in 2021. And basically, yeah, it didn't win the award. Just one moment. Yeah, it didn't win the award though, this one. And basically, yeah, but I picked this book up anyway. And this one had a story called Garden Boys. Yeah, so really, really nice anthology series. And I'm thinking about still getting this graded, even though it didn't win any awards. Yeah, really, really cool. So yeah, very, very nice cover on this one. And I'm really pleased to have this one in my collection. So that's really, really cool. And that's like a trade paperback, that one series. So, but it's an anthology series. Really, really cool. Okay. Well, the next one I have to show just bear with me everyone, 1 second. Yeah, the next one I have to show is this one. Here we have John Byrne's 2112. And this is actually a prequel story to John Byrne's XMen. And this won an Eisner Award for Best Colourist in 1992 for Steve Olive. Or Steve Olive, I'm not quite sure how you pronounce his name. And yeah, this story was written, illustrated, and has cover art by John Byrne. So, and it's released by Dark Horse Comics in November 1991. So yeah, very, very nice book indeed. And it's another book I'm looking to get graded in the future. So very, very nice indeed. Okay, the next one I have to show is another Eisner Award nominee. And here we have The Other History of the DC Universe. And this was nominated for a Best Single Issue Story. And it was released by DC. And it's a Black Label book. And it's got a really cool Black Lightning cover. So yeah, really, really cool. It didn't actually win the award. But as I said before, it's still cool to be nominated for a Best Single Issue Award. So yeah, I've added this one to my collection. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. So really, really cool. Okay, right, the next one I have to show is this one. Here we have Gumby. It's a trade paperback released by Wild Ink. And basically this one collects issues number 1 to 3 by Bob Burden and Rick Geary. And this one won an Eisner Award in 2007 for Best Title for Younger Readers and Best Comics publication for a younger audience. And yeah, it was released by Wildcarding in 2006. And this is a collected edition of issues number 1 to 3. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. And it's another book that I'm thinking about getting graded and adding to my collection. So very, very nice. So yeah, really, really cool. And I've got this one to go with my Gumby Summer Fun Special and my Gumby Winter Fun Special. So yeah, really, really cool. So that was a really cool find. Okay, well the next one I have to show is this one. Here we have Power Rangers number 1 by Boom Studios, and this one won a Diamond Gem Award in 2016 for Licensed Comic Book of the Year. This is the regular cover A, and yeah, really pleased to have this in my collection. And yeah, it's another cool book I've added to my award-winning collection. So very, very nice indeed. So I'm going to pick up the trade for this book as well also. And I'm going to get the number 1 issue graded. So very, very nice indeed. Okay, right, the next one I have to show is this one. Here we have Teen Titans Raven Special Edition with art by Gabriel Piccolo. And basically, this book actually won an award. It won a Diamond Gem Award in 2019 for Best Original Graphic Novel of the Year. This is a free promo Ashcan edition given to retailers featuring the first chapter. I want to get this one graded as it will make a brilliant partner book to go with my Harley Quinn Breaking Glass graphic novel promo. So yeah, really, really cool book. I'm going to pick up the original. I'm going to pick up the trade paperback. So I've actually got the trade, and then yeah, so I'm going to get this one graded. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. And this book was released by DC Comics. So yeah, this is Teen Titans Raven graphic novel Ashcan promo comic. So very, very nice indeed. Okay, well the next one I have to show is a really cool one. This book here by Ben Passmore actually won Best Single Issue of the Year in Eisner Award in 2021. So yeah, this is the book that actually recently won the Eisner Award for Best Single Issue Story. Yeah, it's a really, really cool book. And I'm looking forward to getting this one graded in the future and reading this book also. And yeah, so I'm going to pick up another copy of this book. And yeah, really, really cool artwork. And yeah, really, really nice indeed. So yeah, this book was released by Koyama Press. And yeah, it won Best Single Issue Eisner Award in 2021. So yeah, really, really cool book, and I'm really pleased to have this in my collection. Okay, right, the next one I have to show is one of my favourite finds actually I found recently, and it's this one here. Here we have Batgirl Annual Number 2, and yeah, basically this book won an award. This book won an award for let me think. Yeah, it won an IGN People's Choice Award for Best Single Issue in 2014. So yeah, really, really cool book. And this could be a tricky book to find in high grade. And I'm hoping to send this one off someday in the future. And hopefully I'll get like a 9.4 plus copy. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. I really love the cover on this one. And it's yeah, really, really nice indeed. So yeah, very, very cool. So yeah, very, very nice book, that one. Okay, the next one I have to show is this one. Here we have Guardians of the Galaxy Free Comic Book Day comic from 2014. And this book won a Diamond Gem Award winner. This book is a Diamond Gem Award winner for Best Free Comic Book Day book. Yeah, it won the award in 2014. So really, really cool. And this came out about the time of the first movie. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. And it's a award-winning book. So I have to add it to my collection. Okay. Right, the next book I have to show is this one. Here we have Marvel Comics 1000. featuring an Alex Ross cover. And this one won a Diamond Gem Award for Anthology of the Year in 2019. So yeah, really, really cool. And I also picked up, so I've got the set, Marvel Comics number 1001 with the regular cover A. So yeah, very, very nice. I've got the set, or a reader's set. So yeah, I'm hoping to get these 2 books graded in the future also and add them to my collection. So yeah, very, very nice set. And these books can still be found for cover price also. And they're Diamond, issue number 1000 is a Diamond Gem Award winner for Anthology of the Year 2019. So yeah, very, very nice books. So I'm pleased to have that set of books. Okay. Well, the next one I have to show is a really cool series with a fully painted artwork by Alex Ross, and with a story written by Steve Darnell. And yeah, really, really cool. Uncle Sam. And basically, this was an Eisner Award nominated series. And yeah, basically, Alex Ross won Best Painter in 1998 for his work on this series. So really, really cool. Really, really phenomenal artist is Alex Ross. And this was I believe he worked on this series after he finished his Marvel series for Marvel Comics. So yeah, I can't remember if this book came out before Kingdom Come or if it was just after his work on Kingdom Come. But yeah, it's a really, really cool series. That's issue number 1. And then I also have issue number 2. So I've got both issues of the 2-part series. So yeah, very, very nice and very, very nice artwork. Okay, so that's that one. Or those 2, shall I say. Uncle Sam, issue number 1 and issue number 2. Okay, here we have another really cool one. And this one here is a Rubbernecker number 1. And this is released by Alternative Comics in 2002. And this book won an Ignatz Award for Outstanding Comic in 2003. This book is a double Harvey Award winner for Best New Series and Best New Talent in 2003 for Ben Bertozzi. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. So yeah, Rubbernecker number 1. I believe this is like a 4-issue, like a mini series or anthology series. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. And this copy is actually in really nice, super high grade. So I'm going to be sending this one off for grading sometime in the future. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. Okay, really, really cool. Okay, well, the next one I have to show is this one. Here we have Blab number 1. And this is an independent comic. And this is super tough to find in high grade. This is the original first printing. That was edited by Monty Beauchamp. And basically, this was released in 1986 by Monty Comics Productions. And this book isn't the later reprint by Kitchen Sink Press, who actually reprinted issues number 1 and 2. And they published issues number 3 to number 8. But yeah, this is the original first print from the original series. And yeah, this book features underground comics like artists, and features a cover by J.D. King and articles called The Destruction of the Innocent and Notes from the Underground. So it's basically there's like commentaries by underground artists who were influenced by EC Comics. So yeah, very, very nice. It's quite a chunky book, this one, actually. And yeah, so it's pretty high grade for its age. So I'm hoping to get this one sent off for grading. And yeah, very, very nice indeed. And this is a really tricky book to find in high grade. And it's another one to add for my PC. Very, very nice indeed. Okay. Right, the next one I have to show you. Did I say that was a Harvey Award winner in 19? Yeah, Blab won a Harvey Award for best anthology series in 1994. So, and that's the number 1 issue. So it's really cool to have in my collection. Okay, here we have Chew, issue number 27, and this won a Glyph Comic Book Award for Best Cover. And basically, yeah, it won the award in 2012. And this cover is illustrated by Rob Guillory. So, yeah, very, very nice indeed. So, yeah, that's that book. Okay, not much more to say about that one. This book does actually feature a preview of Graveyard of Empires, #1. So, really, really cool book to keep an eye out for. So, yeah, and it won a Glyph Award for Best Comic Book Cover of 2012. Okay, right, the next one I have to show is a Eisner Award winning book. And Laura Allred won a Best Colorist for this series in the Eisner Award in 2021. And yeah, this is a 4-issue mini-series called X-Ray Robot. And yeah, very, very nice indeed. So yeah, really, really cool stuff. Basically, she also won an award for her work with her husband Michael Allred on Bowie, Stardust, Ray Guns and Moon Age Daydreams. That was released by Insight Editions. Basically, this book was released by Dark Horse Comics. And yeah, it's very, very nice. And as I said, Laura Allred won Best Colorist for this series. Eisner Award in 2021. So, yeah, very, very nice book indeed. Really, really cool cover. Okay, right, the next one I have to show. You have to bear with me, everyone, because I've got quite a few books here to show. And it's a bit tricky trying to remember all the facts about these books. So, right, let's find this one. This one here is Jonah Hex, Two Gun Mojo, issue #1. And this one won an award. It won a Bram Stoker's award for, what was the award for? It won a Bram Stoker's Award for Best Alternative Forms in 1993. And this is part 1 of a 5-issue series. And yeah, it's released by DC Comics Vertigo in August 1993. So this book's quite a few years old now. And yeah, I mean, I'm not sure how many of these books is on the CGC censors. But this is another book I'm looking forward to getting graded in the future. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. So it's another one in my PC. Okay, right, the next one I have to show is this one. Here we have The Wicked and the Divine, #13. And this book won an IGN Best Single Issue Award in 2015. So for Best Single Issue. So very, very cool indeed. I really like the cover to this one. It's really, really cool. And yeah, it's another one to add to my PC collection. Very, very nice indeed. Okay, right, the next one I have to show is this one. Here we have Concrete celebrates Earth Day. And currently there's only one on the CGC census in an 8.5. And I believe this one is in a higher grade than that. So I'm going to send this one off for grading. And I'm hoping this one will come back in about 9.4 grade. Maybe higher. So yeah, really, really cool. This book won an Eisner Award in 1991 for Best Single Issue Single Story. And yeah, so really, really cool. And this book was released by Dark Horse Comics in 1990 and features story and art by Mobius, Charles Vess and Paul Chadwick. So yeah, really, really cool. And a really tricky book to find in high grade. So yep, very, very nice. Okay, right, the next one I have to show is this one. Here we have Uncle Scrooge, #332. And this one features The Life and Times of Scrooge McDuck, Chapter 10b, the Sharpie of the Culebra Cut. And this book stars Theodore Roosevelt, and it's written and drawn by Don Rosa, who later added this extra chapter to his Eisner Award-winning storyline. So yeah, really, really cool. And this book, of course, takes place between Life and Times of Scrooge McDuck, Chapter 10 and chapter 11. So yeah, really, really cool book, and I'm really pleased to have this in my collection. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. Okay, right, have I got any more new books to show? I believe I'm going to show a few more books. I think I've shown some of these ones before, so I'm going to show them again though. Here we have Instant Piano number 3. And this is a really cool one. This book actually won an award for Best Short Story. And it was called Bring Me the Head of Boba Fett. And this book was released by Dark Horse Comics. And the story was actually written and drawn by Evan Dawkin. And yeah, it won an Eisner Award for Best Short Story in 1996. And currently there's only one on the CGC census in a 9.8. And it has a cover by Stephen DiStefano and Bill Ray. And yeah, really, really cool book. And I'm really pleased to be hopefully get this sent off for grading sometime in the future. And yeah, another one to add to the PC. Okay. Right, the next one I have to show is a really cool one. Here we have Gone, Colour Spectacular. And this book won an award. It won a CompuServe Comics and Animation Forum's Don Thompson Award for Best American Publication of Foreign Material in 1998. It was the only nominee, and the award was dropped for final ballot. It features story and art by Masashi Tanaka, and this book features 6 fully painted wordless adventure stories about Gon, the last living dinosaur on Earth. And yeah, really, really cool book. I'm not sure if there's any of this book on the census currently, but yeah, this is a high grade copy, and I'm really looking forward to getting this one graded in the future. So yeah, very, very nice. And this book was released by Paradox Press in 1998. So yeah, really, really cool book. So the original Gone comic books are actually, I believe, had black and white art, but these stories in this issue are actually painted in full colour. So and translated into English. So very, very nice indeed. Okay, well, the next one I have to show is, let's reach into my box here, is this one. Here we have Wolverine Netsuke, issue number 1. And this book won an Eisner Award for Best Painter Digital Artist 2003 for George Pratt. So yeah, really, really cool. And this is number 1 of a 4-issue mini-series. So yeah, very, very nice. With a very nice painted artwork. So yeah, very, very cool indeed. Okay, so that's that one. Okay, what the next one I have to show is this one. Here we have Tales Designed to Frizzle, issue number 8 by Michael Coverman. And this book won an Eisner Award for Best Short Story in 2013 for a story called Moon 1969, the true story of the 1969 moon launch. And yeah, this book was released by Fantagraphics Books in 2012. And yeah, it's Tales Designed to Frizzle, issue number 8. So very, very nice book. I'm really pleased to have this in my collection. And this is another book that's really tricky to find in high grade also. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. And I'm really pleased to have this in my collection. So really, really cool. Okay. Right, the next book I have to show is this one. Here we have a Penny Century number 1. And I actually won this book on auction. And this book won a Harvey Award for Best New Series in 1998, and features art by Jamie Hernandez. And yeah, really, really cool book, and it was released by Fantagraphics Books in 1997. But yeah, it won a Harvey Award for Best New Series in 1998. And as I said, I won this on auction, and I believe I only paid about £5 for this book. And this book is in really, really high grade shape with white pages. So super, super nice. And yeah, so it's a book to add to my Love and Rockets collection. So graded comics. So very, very nice. So really pleased to have that one in my collection. Very, very cool. Okay, the next one I have to show is this one. The box. Here we have Astro City number 10. I actually showed the graded copy of this in part 1 of this video series. And yeah, this is the raw copy I picked up. This is the original book that I was actually going to send in for grading. But then the other one came up for sale on an auction, and I bought that one instead. And I was still lucky enough to get the first one on the CGC census. So yeah, really, really cool book. And this one won an Eisner Award in 1998 for Best Single Issue Single Story, called Show 'Em All, by Kurt Busiek and Brent Anderson and Will Blyberg, and features an Alex Ross cover. This issue was also a top vote getter for the Comic Buyer's Guide Fan Awards in 1998 for Favourite Story. And there's only one total graded copy on the CGC census, and it's in 9.8, and I showed that book in my the previous part 1 to this video. So yeah, really, really nice book, and this is my reader's copy to go in my grader's copy. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. Okay, right, the next one I have to show is this one. Here we have another award-winning series, which is Marvels by Kurt Busiek and Alex Ross. And yeah, this is the number 0 issue. And the original series was issues number 1 to 4. And then they added this issue in after they finished their 4-issue series. And this has got a really cool Alex Ross cover with Spider-Man and the Green Goblin. And I really love the cover to this book. And I'm really looking forward to getting this graded in the future. So yeah, very, very nice. And I picked this up as a nice companion piece to go with the original Marvel 4-issue miniseries. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. So yeah, and the interior artwork is all done by Alex Ross as well. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. And I'm really pleased to have this in my collection. Okay. Right, the next one I have to show is this one. Here we have a independent comic called Nowhere by Debbie Dressler. And basically, Debbie Dressler won an Ignatz Award for Promising New Talent in 1997 for her work on this 5-issue miniseries. So, and this is issue number 1 of 5. And yeah, really, really cool. Award-winning series. And yeah, so really pleased to have this in my collection. So, very, very nice indeed. Okay, another one I have to show. It's a really cool one. Is this one. Here we have Batman Rebirth, issue number 25. And this is part 1 of the War and Jokes and Riddles that was written by Tom King. And basically, this book won an Excelsior Award in 2018 for, yeah, like best comic book or something like that. So, really, really cool. Yeah, it won the, or best story. And the story is written by Tom King, and it features art by Mikael Janine and Clay Mann. So yeah, really, really nice cover on this book. And I believe issue number 26, regular cover, also won an award also. So with the Joker with the jigsaw puzzle cover. So I think that's a really, really cool book to keep an eye out for also. I mean, even parts 2, 3 and 4 also. So yeah, really, really cool. And yeah, I'm really pleased to have this in my collection. And as I said, this book was released by DC Comics in 2017. And it won an Excelsior Award in 2018 for the War of Jokes and Riddles. So yeah, very, very nice. So really pleased to have it in my collection. Okay, well, the next one I have to show is this one. And this book is a really tricky one to find in high grade, but it's a really cool one. And here we have Lose number 4. And this is released by Koyama Press in 2012 and features artwork by Canadian artist Michael DeForge, who won Ignatz Awards in 2013 for Outstanding Artist for his work on this issue, and also he won Outstanding Series for Lose. And yeah, so, and basically I'm hoping to send this one off for CGC for grading, and I'm hoping this book will come back in a 9.4. So yeah, it's in really high grade, this book, and this book can be really tricky to find in high grade. And yeah, so I'm really pleased to have this in my collection. And yeah, it's another award-winning book. So, oh, it's a multiple award-winning book. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. Okay, so right, I'm going to go through my next box now, because that was that box done. So I've got a few more books here to show, another pile of books. So I'm just going to grab them here quickly. Okay, here we have 2021 Eisner Award nominee for Best Single Issue Story. And this is Storm Kids, Stanley's Ghost, which was a John Carpenter comic book. Which is really, really cool. And this book didn't win the award. The award was actually won by Sports is Hell, which I showed earlier on in this video. So, but as I said before, you know, it's pretty cool to even be nominated for an award. And this book was nominated for a Best Single Issue Story in 2021. So yeah, really, really cool. Okay. Right, next one I have to show is this one. Here we have Star Wars Screaming Citadel, issue number 1. And this features an early crossover story with Dr. Aphra. And basically, this book won a Diamond Gem Award in 2017 for Licensed Comic Book of the Year. So, yeah, really, really cool book. And I'm really pleased to add this to my collection. And it's another book I'm hoping to pick up a graded copy of in the future. So, yeah, really, really cool. Okay, right, the next one I have to show is this one. Here we have Watson and Holmes. And yeah, this is what issue is this one. This one is issue number 6. Yeah, this is issue number 6. And this book was released by New Paradigm Studios in 2013. And this book won a Glyph Comics Award for Best Story of the Year 2014. And it was written by Brandon Easton with art by N. Stephen Harris. So yeah, really, really cool book. And yeah, very, very nice indeed. And as I said, it's an award-winning book. It won a Glyph Comics Award for Best Story of the Year in 2014. So very, very nice indeed. Okay, so that's that one. Right, next one I have to show is this one. Here we have Unknown Soldier number 1, released by Vertigo Comics in 2008 and DC Comics. And this book won a Glyph Award for Best Cover in 2009, which is illustrated by Igor Cordy. So yeah, it's another award-winning book, and I'm really pleased to have this in my collection. So very, very nice indeed. This cover is really cool actually, I do like this one. Very, very nice indeed, this cover. Okay, right, the next one I have to show is this one. Here we have Unknown Soldier, issue number 5. And basically, this book also won a Glyph Comics Award for Best Cover in 2011. And it was illustrated by Dave Johnson. So yeah, it's another really, really cool book. And it's another award-winning book to add to my collection. Very, very nice indeed. Okay, and then we have another couple of Unknown Soldier comic books. And this is issues number 13. Is this one here. It's really, really cool. And this won a Glyph Comics Award for Story of the Year in 2010 for a story called The Way Home. And it was written by Joshua Dysart with art by Pat Massioni. And yeah, that's part 1 of the story in that issue. That's issue number 13. And here we have part 2 of the story in issue number 14. And that's the complete storyline. And as I said, it won Story of the Year in 2010 Glyph Award. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. And yeah, really pleased to have this in my collection. So very, very nice indeed for that 2 set of books. So really, really cool. Okay, well, the next one I have to show is this one. Here we have part 1 of a 3-issue mini-series. And here we have Rose, issue number 1. And basically this story is a prequel story to Jeff Smith's Bone. And Charles Vess won an Eisner Award for Best Painter Digital Artist in 2002 for his work on this 3-issue miniseries. And yeah, Bone has got a Netflix TV show coming out in the future. So I believe this is a really cool spec book you can pick up for really cheap. And so you could actually find this book for like cover price. And yeah, really, really cool. And it's a story prequel to Jeff Smith's Bone. So very, very nice indeed. Really pleased to have this in my collection. And it features, of course, Charles Vess artwork. So very, very nice indeed. And he won an Eisner Award for Best Painter Digital Artist in 2002 for this series. So and this is book number 1 of 3. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. So it's another one to add to my collection. Okay, well here's another book I'd like to show. And this one is a free comic book day book. And this one is a Spawn comic book. And basically, this reprints Spawn issue number 1, but features an all new Francesco Mattina cover. And I find free comic book days are really cool books to get signed because they have the big boxes down here that creators and artists can sign or sketch, or you can have like the comic shops put their comic stamps there. And yeah, really, really cool book. And this book won a Diamond Gem Award for Best Free Comic Book Day Book in 2019. And yeah, so I'm really, really pleased to have this in my collection. And yeah, I don't think there's that many of this book graded actually. So yeah, this is a really, really nice one. I'm looking forward to getting graded. And yeah, even though it's a reprint, it still won an award. So I'm really pleased to have that to my collection. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. Okay, well the next book I have to show is actually like an anthology series. It's an original, like a one-shot book. It's quite a big one, this one, and it's produced by Matt Groening. So if I put that there like that, and this is Peanuts, a tribute to Charles M. Schulz. And this one won a Harvey Award for Best Single Issue or Story in 2016. And this book celebrates the 65th anniversary of the original comic strips and features all new comic strips by some of the best writers and artists in the business, including like Matt Groening, Terry Moore, Art Baltazar, Stan Sakai, Paul Pope, Evan Dawkin, and many more like creators and artists. And yeah, it's a really, really cool book. It's a nice, thick, chunky book. And I'll show you some of the art inside. It's like really, really nice. Like some of the other different artists like. And then you got like stories there. Really, really cool book. And this book is like really thick and chunky. I'm not sure if I can actually get this book graded, but I might send it in and see if they can. And yeah, some really, really nice artwork. And this book was actually produced by Matt Groening of the Simpsons fame. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. It's got some really, really cool artwork. And yeah, very, very nice book indeed. And it won a Harvey Award for Best Single Issue Story. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. And I'm really pleased to have this in my collection. And yeah, it's a really, really cool reader's copy. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. Okay, so that's that pile of books. Okay, and the last couple of books I have to show is graded comic books. And I've got 3 more books to show. The first one I have to show is this one. Here we have Palugaville, issue number 4. And this book features the first part of the award-winning storyline, It's a Good Life If You Don't Weaken. And this is the highest graded on the CGC census, and it's the only one graded. And I'm really pleased to have this in my collection. And yeah, I like to collect like the first part of storylines, like graded, and then I like collect storylines in trade, paperback form, and also like to collect like single issue stories and readers' copies. So yeah, this is a really, really nice book and a really nice find. And I didn't pay a lot for this book. I believe I only paid about £25 for this graded, or like £30, which is a really, really cool bargain. And yeah, this book was released by Jordan Quarterly. And as I said, it's the part 1 of the critically praised and acclaimed storyline, It's a Good Life If You Don't Weaken, which was issues number 4 to issue number 9, which was written between 1993 and 1996. It was created, written and illustrated by Canadian cartoonist Gregory Gallant, who's also known as Seth. He won 2 Ignatz awards in 1997, including 1 for Outstanding Artist and 1 for Outstanding Graphic Novel or Collection. So, and there's only 1 total graded copy on the CGC census, and this is the one, and it's in a 9.2 grade. So yeah, really, really pleased to have this in my collection. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. So really, really cool. Okay, right, the next one I have to show is another book I found for really, really cheap. I believe I paid like £50 for this book, but these books can be really tricky to find in high grade. And it's an anthology series, and it's quite a thick, chunky book. And this is A1 Volume 1, Number 1. And this is in a 9.0. And I'm really pleased to have this in my collection. And this book won a Harvey Award for Best Anthology in 1990. And features Alan Moore and Neil Gaiman stories. And it also features artwork by Barry Windsor Smith, John Boland, Glenn Fabry, John Bolton and Bill Sienkiewicz. And also has art, and this also features a Gary Leach cover. There are only 2 signed 9.6s on the CGC census, 2 times 9.4s, 1 times signed 9.4 and 1 times 9.0, with a total of 6 on the CGC census. So yeah, really pleased to have this in my collection. And this book originally came out in 1989 and was released by Atomica Press. And so yeah, this book's quite a few years old. What's this book? This book is like, let's see, is that 32-year-old, this book? So it's quite an old book, this one now. So there were very few on the CGC census, and this is a tricky book to find in high grade. So I'm really, really pleased to have this in my collection. And as I said, I didn't pay a lot for this book. I think I only paid about £50 for this book, including postage. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. Okay, and the last book I have to show is a really, really cool one. I'm just going to have to go and get it from out of the box. Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to unwrap it now. I haven't actually unwrapped and looked at this box yet, so I'm going to do the unwrapping now. Okay, so bear with me, everyone. Okay, so I'm just going to take the old bubble wrap off. So this is really well wrapped, this book. It did come from the United States. I didn't pay a lot of money for this book. I only paid like £60 for this book. And I live in the UK, so the postage, I believe, was probably about 20 or 30 quid. So I only paid about 30 or 40 pounds for this book. And yeah, it's a really, really cool one. Here we have a Marvel graphic novel, number 24, featuring Daredevil, with a story by Frank Miller and artwork by Bill Sienkiewicz. So yeah, in a 9.4 grade. This could be a tricky book to find in high grade. And yeah, this book won a Comic Buyer's Guide Fan Award in 1986 for favourite original graphic novel or graphic album for a story called Daredevil, Love and War. And yeah, as I said, it has a story written by Frank Miller and features a cover and artwork by Bill Sienkiewicz. So yeah, it's 9.4 with white pages. And this book was released by Marvel Comics in 1985. So this book is like 36 years old. And yeah, it's kind of oversized, like magazine size. So yeah, really, really cool book. And I'm really pleased to have this in my collection. And yeah, so that's my award-winning comic book haul, part 2, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video. And I showed lots of books you're probably unaware of. And I'm really enjoying collecting award-winning comic books. And I'm going to carry on collecting award-winning comic books. And yeah, and I'm going to be doing future YouTube videos and Instagram posts on Kevin Taylor Comics. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, everyone. Take care, everyone. Be safe now. Thank you. Bye.